Dr. Theodore Henderson with Neuro-Luminance. Today we're going to talk about dementia and Alzheimer's disease. There's a real revolution going on in the field of dementia right now. And a lot of different parts are fitting into it. And as it happens, I've been involved in a number of those parts for years. One part is neuroimaging. So the neuroimaging has improved and the accuracy of the neuroimaging has improved. Just recently, the federal government has approved a certain type of PET scan for looking at dementia. And that will mean that there'll be more brain scans being done to look at dementia. And it won't be a doc saying, oh, well, I think you've got Alzheimer's. I don't have any evidence to prove that, what's going on in your brain, but I think so. Well, these diagnoses are made at autopsy. But brain scans can help us to understand, is it Alzheimer's or is it something else? Now, that's one piece. The second piece that I've been working on and publishing about for years is the role of viruses and other infections in dementia. For example, the work of Ruth Ozaki, who's in England. She's been looking at the role of herpes 1, the cold sore virus, in Alzheimer's disease for decades. Her work is amazing. She deserves a Nobel Prize. And I've been following that work, and I've been treating patients with antivirals and slowing the progression of their dementia process. Now, just recently there was a paper published saying, oh, look, we looked at 500,000 cases and we saw all sorts of infections in these people who had dementia or Alzheimer's disease. So just now science is catching up to what Ruth Ozaki was talking about years ago. And scientists were throwing rocks at her and tomatoes at her for the longest time. And now they're trying to understand infections have a role in dementias. The third piece is treatment. Now, there's a lot of exciting things going on. There's 2 infusion treatments that are available. Nobody can afford them. And their ability to actually change dementia is very, very small. They'll clear the amyloid, they'll clear that bad protein, but they don't actually change the dementia process. However, at Neuro-Luminance, we're working with multi-watt infrared light therapy. And there's research all over the world, Australia, Europe, here in America, looking at the role of infrared light in slowing dementia. And so that work is been going on now for about a decade. And we have been working with multi-watt infrared light therapy, which gets through the skull and gets directly to the brain. So we're directly treating the brain. And we are seeing Alzheimer's slow. So we have patients that we've treated and they've stayed stable. Their family says, look, they're holding the line. They're not getting worse over years. And the last piece is the very exciting work of Dr. Bredesen, who has been looking at the role of nutrition in Alzheimer's. So we're obsessed with sugar in America. We get way too much. We basically shut down our insulin receptors, so our brains don't respond anymore to insulin. So they don't regulate things very well. And Bredesen's work is about getting your brain back to being insulin responsive. And he talks about different types of Alzheimer's, and he names off the infections, and he names off the importance of stimulating the brain, such as with infrared light. And so all of this is coming together. And so the world of treating and diagnosing dementia is about to change. We are right there at that threshold where things are going to change, and it's going to happen very fast. All right, enough geeking out for today. Dr. Theodore Henderson signing off.